Hello everyone. Today in this video we'll learn how to design D flip-flops using behavioral modeling in Verilog HDL. So we'll take the case where the D flip-flop is positive edge triggered with a asynchronous reset. But before we proceed, I would like that you recall what is meant by asynchronous reset. So you can pause the video here and take out your pen and paper and write down in one line what do you understand by asynchronous reset. Now, I hope you have written down what do you understand by asynchronous reset. Now let me tell you what is meant by this asynchronous reset. It means that whenever the reset signal is active, irrespective of the clock, the circuit should reset. So whatever the clock may be, if the reset signal becomes active, our circuit should reset. This is what is meant by a asynchronous reset. Now let us look at the block diagram of a D flip-flop. As you can see from the diagram, this D flip-flop has inputs D, clock and the reset. And you all know what is the purpose of a reset signal. Clock is used for the triggering and D is the input, and we have one output Q. We are just taking one output, though normally we have two outputs in any flip-flop. The other output is simply the complement of the Q, so we are just considering one output Q. So our aim is to write down the design module using the behavioral modeling for a D flip-flop which is positive edge triggered with the asynchronous active low reset. So this is how a block diagram of such flip-flop would look like, and we all know that a truth table for the positive edge triggered D flip-flop would be something like this. So whenever the clock is making the positive transition, the output should follow the D input, and for other instants of time, the output should not change. It should remain same irrespective of what the D input signal is. So let us start writing down the design module. This is the first line of the code. I need not explain it because you already are familiar with. Now the second line, we have to give all the input ports for this. So looking at the diagram, it is clear that it has three inputs. So D, clock and reset will be the input and output will be Q. So this is the complete code for the design module of this D flip-flop. So now try to understand this code. So here we have to focus on two things. One is what is the always block and what are the signals that we have to pass in the sensitivity list. So what is the always block? This is the always block, and the always block has just one if else statement over here. And I think the code is clear over here. There's nothing to explain much. The only thing we have to focus over here is the signals that we have to pass in the sensitivity list. Now, since we are designing for the positive edge triggered flip-flop, the clock, before the clock we are using the pause edge. It means that the always block will be executed when? It will be executed only when the clock makes the positive transition, or the always block will be executed when the reset makes the negative transition. So if the clock makes the positive transition, whatever is the code within the block, this will be executed. So suppose the clock makes the positive transition, it will come over here, and if the reset is not equal to 0, then Q will be same as D. This is what we wanted. Now take the second case that the clock signal may be anything, but the reset signal is making the negative transition. Then once again, irrespective of whatever the clock is, if the reset makes the negative transition, it will enter into this always block, and if reset becomes 0, that moment the output will become 0. This is what we wanted in a D flip-flop. We wanted for the asynchronous active low reset, when the reset signal becomes slow, irrespective of the clock, our Q should become equal to 0, and this is what is happening over here. And why it is happening? Because we are passing this reset signal as one of the signal in the sensitivity list. So this is the code for the positive edge triggered with the asynchronous active low reset. I hope this is clear to you. Now, if the concept is clear to you, I think if I give you a simple problem and I ask you to write down the design module for the negative edge triggered D flip-flop with the asynchronous active high reset, what changes and where all these changes will be made in this code so that this design module becomes the design module for this problem. So again, you can pause the video here and you can think about the solution and note down the solution in your paper. I have written down the line numbers. You can note down in which line number you will make the changes and what changes you will make over here, so that you are able to design this flip-flop with these conditions. Once you are done, then you can play the video. So now let us look at the solution for the negative edge triggered with the asynchronous active high reset. Let us look what changes you will have to make. Now this is the same code which we wrote for the positive edge triggered with the asynchronous active low reset. Now let us look at the solution. So the first change which you have to make over here is this. You'll replace pos edge with a neg edge. So if you do that, then this becomes your negative edge triggered. Second change, since we have to design it for the asynchronous active high reset, so we have to make this change also, neg edge to be replaced with a pos edge. Is that all? No, there's one more change which you have to make. What is that change? It is this one. Because here our aim is to reset the flip-flop when reset signal is high. So we have to make this one more change in the line 5. So if you made all these 3 changes, that means you have understood the concept, and then now you'll be in a position to write down the design module for any flip-flop which is either positive edge triggered or the negative edge triggered, or with the asynchronous active high or a active low reset. So let us, this is the final slide I am showing you, so that you can compare the 2 codes for the positive edge triggered and for the negative edge triggered with the asynchronous reset. So if you compare, you can see that there are only minor changes in the 2 codes. The remaining code is almost same. So I hope the concept is clear and you can write down the design module for any flip-flop, for any triggering, but with the asynchronous reset, and this asynchronous reset may be either active low or active high. So with this I come to the end of the video. Thank you so much.